So this move is obviously very similar to the forward slalom, except we're going backwards. So the things you want to concentrate, just as we did in the forward slalom, are that your arms are going to be up for balance. Your knees are going to be really nice and bent in this move. And in this move, you want to concentrate on your feet staying together the whole way through this move. I see a lot of people trying to push back. These are going back to your half swizzle pumps again. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the feet together the whole way through the move. But you look how I'm using my knees and my weight trying to lean in each side whilst I'm trying to do this move. So I'm using my weight each time to lean in, but I'm making sure that I'm not pushing with just one foot. I'm using both feet to push back and push and keep them both together in order to get my push. But I'm staying nice and relaxed with my upper body as well. I don't want to keep it too rigid right here. I want to be nice and relaxed with it. Relaxed. So with this move, we use our knees because you really want to think about pressing into the ice. You're almost working against the ice. You're pressing against the ice to give you speed going in one direction. Then we're curving, giving us speed in the other direction. If you keep your knees straight, you're going to find that you don't really go anywhere. If you're trying to do this move and you find you're not moving it along, as soon as I start to bend my knees, I get my weight into the circle a bit more. Each time I'm creating a new half a circle, that's when I start really getting over some nice edges and finding that I gain some speed through these slaloms. Hopefully when you start to get a bit more proficient with these slaloms, you'll notice that there's a rhythm to them. Your knees will be bending and rising in the same way that you'll be curving, change direction, curving, change direction. So you want to try and keep it as rhythmical as possible. If you have one big curve this way and then a small curve that way, you'll end up going round in a circle. And we want this move to try and stay in a straight line as we're going down the rink, coming either side of that straight line with our curve. So we're going to keep each curve rhythmical. Stick to a timing as much as possible with these slaloms. So a common mistake I see a lot of people doing with these slaloms are using their hips too much. They end up sticking their hips out and trying to twist them. And even though I've got all this movement going on, you can see I'm actually not going anywhere with my slaloms. Your hips want to stay always underneath you. Yes, you've got your knees bent and your hips are slightly back, but my center of balance is completely over both my skates. So when I start these slaloms, my hips are staying with me. My hips are staying with my knees each time when I do this movement. Another thing I want to look at is when you rise up from your curve, you want to make sure that your arms are counterbalancing each time you curve. So if I'm curving to the right, my arms are looking to the left. If I'm curving to the left, my arms are looking to the right. Each time they're helping you round this curve. Again, you don't want to use them too much to the point where they're swinging and they throw you off. So each time you rise up from that curve, you almost want to be preparing for the next curve before you get there. So you can see I finished my curve, now I'm rising and changing. I finished that curve, now I'm rising and changing. Each time always preparing for the next curve before I start it. Final thing you should really take care about is trying to stay off your toes at all costs. We've mentioned this a few times in our videos now, but when you're skating backwards, you don't want to lean too far forwards as you'll catch those toe picks and stop straight away, and you definitely don't want to lean backwards.